Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Ripple says that whales are accumulating XRP. Oh, well, how about that? Now, usually the whales, they're not the stupid money. The stupid money is the retail. It comes from retail investors that just don't know what the hell it is that they're doing. They FOMO into positions and then they panic sell. They just get completely wrecked. This is just it's just the nature of things in crypto markets. It just is. So it's just interesting to see that there's so much interest around XRP specifically now, and things indeed are heating up. We've seen so much price activity, especially over the last several weeks or so, with XRP getting up to in the neighborhood of about $2. Now, over the first quarter, though, compared to the previous quarter, Q4 2020, Ripple actually increased its sales of XRP by about 97%. What is this? Are they dumping all over the plebs, as people like to say? Because people in the world of crypto, they love to use the word plebs. Pleb, 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 pleb. Oh, it's so fun to say. No, that is not what's going on. And so this information and more comes from Ripple's official Q1 2021 XRP markets report, because Ripple, being the most transparent company in the entire blockchain industry world, whatever you want to call it, they share what's happening in XRP markets outside of what they're doing, as well as how their participation is impacting it. They don't have to do it. They're a private company. But here we go. It's awesome. So they just released this today with a bunch of stuff. And so I'll tell you what, this document, it's a long ass bitch. Like this, do you hear this? I went ahead and I printed it. You are hearing right now, those are dead trees. They were mercilessly slaughtered so that I could highlight the parts over these 7 pages that I wanted to share with you, and that is exactly what I did. Now, I do want to be clear at the outset, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos purely for fun hobby, about Ripple and XRP and crypto, and that's all that's going on here, damn it. And so let's start here. In their executive summary, they stated this, and this is just, this is really about, in general, the crypto asset class getting wider adoption and ballooning in terms of price action, investments, and really what we're seeing here, I would characterize this as the bubble forming. Oh, it's most certainly forming. Now, so here's what Ripple wrote. Total crypto market capitalization ballooned from $800 billion to almost $2 trillion in the span of 3 months, and institutional adoption was once again a key driver of this gain. Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs individually announced plans to include Bitcoin as part of their wealth management offerings, while BlackRock began trading Bitcoin futures. And so this is recognition from Ripple of something that I've been saying for over half a year at this point, which is that this rally we're seeing in crypto right now, and it is being driven by institutional money flowing in, and that is the first time that has ever happened. Every other bull run we've ever seen for the last 12 years outside of this was driven from the retail idiot speculator. That was it. Now, the retail idiot speculator is still here and showing themselves in full force. Pumping up Dogecoin, pumping up Ethereum Classic. I hold Ethereum Classic now. I'm not buying it at these levels, of course. And so no offense to you if you're buying those coins at these levels. I am just having a little bit of fun in the way I'm characterizing these individuals. They're not all actually stupid. I just think they're making poor investment decisions. But hey, to each their own. I'm not here to offer financial advice. I'm just sharing my opinion. But there's so much opportunity out there, so many coins that haven't pumped, to go after something that has already realized so much gain. To me, it just doesn't make a damn bit of sense. That's what Moon Lambo says. But check this out. Ripple also notes that more sophisticated participants began entering the space, and open interest in XRP futures doubled over this time period. And again, what we're talking about Q1, so first 3 months of this year compared to Q4 in particular. Interest in XRP futures doubled from 250 million to 500 million, and that's going to look like, fast forward a decade, I bet that looks like nothing. It's awesome to see this though. Now they also did mention a fair bit about what's happening as far as crypto regulation and XRP. I'm not really going to talk about that in this video. I've got so many other videos where I'm constantly updating what's happening on that. But I will highlight this one little part from their markets report here. This is what Ripple wrote. The SEC's current approach, regulation by enforcement, has caused havoc for U.S. XRP holders, developers, content providers, and small businesses that use and rely on XRP and the XRP ledger. The U.S. crypto industry needs a clear path forward, and as the lawsuit continues, we hope its outcome will provide some of the regulatory certainty that's desperately needed for industry maturation and progress for all market participants in the U.S. Bravo to that. I just wanted to highlight, I mean, they're absolutely on point in stating that. And it's still fascinating to me that in 2021, the SEC is just pretending like they've done a bang-up job for over a decade in making it clear what participants should do. The truth of the matter is they were mostly just sitting on the sideline for over a decade, so or close to a decade. Now check out this, and I do love seeing this. On-demand liquidity, part of RippleNet, on-demand liquidity requires the usage of XRP as a bridge currency. And despite what's happening with all of this SEC versus Ripple nonsense, they're gaining momentum. They're continuing to pick up speed here. Check this out. To meet growing demand for on-demand liquidity, Ripple agreed to acquire 40% of Asia's leading cross-border payment specialist, Tranglo. This partnership will help Ripple expand the reach of on-demand liquidity to the APAC region, starting in Southeast Asia and supporting existing corridors such as the Philippines. Right, and so as I see this all unfold, the rest of the world is adopting on-demand liquidity, which bodes well for the long-term viability of XRP. And so what, is the United States going to be the only endpoint in the entire world that can't be touched? So it would be like, what else would there be? Well, okay, let's make a list. The United States and North Korea. So I'm serious, unfortunately. Like, are there any others where it's just... It won't be able to fit. I mean, I guess maybe if there's going to be, we're not sure on this yet. Maybe India, because they keep going back and forth. They're very wishy-washy whether or not they want to support crypto or they don't. I don't know. But right now, if this doesn't go on well in the United States, as far as endpoints that aren't going to utilize XRP as a bridge currency, United States and North Korea. Good job, Jay Clayton. You've really got the ball rolling on this. You know what? He's like Kim Jong-jae, like that. I'm telling you, what an asshat. Anyway, so last quarter, total XRP sales by Ripple, net of purchases, were I'm going to round the number here, 153 million United States dollars versus $76 million the previous quarter. The increase in XRP sales can be attributed to deeper engagement from key on-demand liquidity customers. For well over a year, Ripple has not sold programmatically. And so there you go. Very clear. That part is actually not surprising. They've been engaging in this way for quite some time, as they cited here. They're only selling XRP to key partners who need it really for liquidity purposes. And so it can be a funding mechanism for Ripple also, but they also put a ton of it back into the XRP ecosystem. Whereas, if you want to have a fun comparison with Bitcoin, and I like Bitcoin, mind you, but, the miners get the Bitcoin. And then that's just the profit for that's profit for the Bitcoin miners, and the electricity companies are making out like bandits also. But here, Ripple, they get the money, and then they use it to function, their company. That's a funding mechanism. That's not some secret, but it also does go back into the XRP ecosystem, which I think is great. So as far as when they cite here that Ripple's not sold programmatically for over a year, I could be wrong, but I'm not familiar with that being some sort of a term that's used just in business in general. I remember at first when I came across that term like a couple years ago, I was like, what does that even mean programmatically? And like I couldn't find a definition through simple Google searches, so I was like, okay, I guess it's just Ripple. And my understanding to this point, and somebody correct me if there's a finer definition in this because I don't pretend to know everything, but my understanding is that anything that is not being sold to key business partners, like for on-demand liquidity and such, that would be considered programmatic sales. So there you go. So anything that's not captured under what they're already doing. Anyway, Ripple continued to engage in sales to support on-demand liquidity and key infrastructure partners as part of providing increased XRP liquidity to improve the on-demand liquidity experience of certain customers, eliminating the need for pre-funding and enabling instant global payments. And so, guys, don't lose sight of the fact that without this, there is no solution to the train wreck that is the world of global cross-border payments and settlement. Humans have not come up with another solution, period. Not for the settlement portion. For the messaging portion, there's a lot of companies trying to do, their own version of what RippleNet is. Like Swift came up with GPI. They were basically copying what RippleNet is, the messaging portion anyway. But that doesn't solve for settlement because well, I'm not going to make a whole video. I've talked about that so much. I'm not going to talk about this video. Will go way too long if I go off on a tangent. I kind of want to right now, but I'm just going to hold back. I've talked about it plenty on the channel. Check this out. As far as reported volume. So Ripple, in accumulating this information, they're looking at CCTT, which stands for, I believe, Crypto Compared Top Tier. And so anyway, CCTT's reported daily volume for XRP increased significantly in Q1 2021 from Q4 the previous year. The average daily volume reported was 2.26 billion in Q1 versus 1.61 in the previous quarter. Notably, check this out, XRP volumes posted 4 of the highest volume days ever recorded. And so look, the reason all this is happening is because the markets are heating up and XRP is moving in tandem with the rest of the market. That is what's happening here. Now, as far as accumulation, ooh, them splashy whales. Ripple sees what you are doing. Here's what they wrote. Data indicates that Q1 2021 was a quarter of XRP accumulation. The number of whale wallets defined as wallets with balances of at least 10 million XRP increased from 308 to 319. Similarly, the number of wallets holding between 1 million and 10 million increased from 1,125 to 1,196. So look, guys, these people with lots of money, not behaving like panicky retail investors, not FOMOing in, they're putting money where they think it makes sense for it to be. And I bet they patiently wait, because these are not emotional buyers and sellers, just saying. Also worth noting, the number of total on-ledger wallets increased 15% from 2.35 million to 2.7 million quarter over quarter. Now, I still think that there's a lot more people than you would expect actually jumping in. So if it's a few 100,000 you think jumped in based on those numbers, I say no. I think the vast majority of people that start buying and selling XRP, they don't ever go to the trouble of creating their own wallet. I think that they're using a shared wallet on exchange, because understand, if you're using an exchange to buy and sell XRP, just about 100% of those exchanges are putting your XRP in a wallet that's not yours. It is shared with a number of different users, and that's why you have that tag ID, because that indicates basically your little sub address within that address. And so if all people are coming in and they're all using however many flow in, they're using a shared wallet, that's not going to get picked up in these numbers. So it's not just a few 100,000. It could be millions that have jumped in. I would not be surprised in the least if it was millions of people in addition to that, whatever that would have you believe here. So anyway, I think it's cool stuff. So there you go. That's my summary of the report. There's more stuff in here. You can read it if you want, but these are the parts that I found most interesting, and I read it, and I printed up the dead tree and slaughtered it so you didn't have to do that, and there you go. Now you don't have to read the thing, and you still got the tastiest little morsels. And you are welcome, my friends. But I'll wrap up there. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything I say are right. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.